Skills you need in 2024 to start earning additional streams of income. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because I want to challenge you to start having an enterprising mindset, right? To start thinking entrepreneurially, right? And I'm not saying in any way or form that we need to now start, building these big businesses. No, to just think outside of this single income that I earn on a monthly basis. What are the things that I can start tapping into, right? That can basically start earning me additional streams of income. And on this video, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share some of the skills that I have personally adopted and some skills that I'm actually outsourcing. That means I'm paying someone else, right? Because I'm actually seeing that these skills are becoming more and more in demand and people are actually making a lot of money, especially in this digital space that we find ourselves in. My name is Tendo Klo and I am your coach. Let's begin. Number one, video editing skills. Guys, now more than ever, right? Adults and even younger people, right, are finding themselves on devices 24/7 watching short form and long form videos, right? And at the back end of, actually being someone who is a spectator and a consumer to this content is someone who is constantly needing to be doing the editing, right? So this is to say that this is a skill that is becoming more and more in demand, and it's something that if it is, for instance, something that you are interested in, and if it's something that you feel like, you have a natural gifting towards it and a natural gifting and a natural knowing and interest to it, I would suggest that you get good at it, you start honing the skill and start working on the skill, because it is really something that can start making you a lot of money. I personally have no interest, right? But I am currently outsourcing this skill, and I think I'm going to just continue outsourcing it because I don't have the interest. I also don't have the time to do it. And I can also imagine that there are people who are in my shoes whom you are probably watching, on a day-to-day basis. If you're watching this YouTube video, this probably means that you consume a lot of, digital content, right? And if that's the case, if they are content creators, for instance, that you are constantly watching and you love, their content, and you just have that eye, there are people who just have that eye and that natural gifting around how things should sit and how things should be, right? If you are that person, I would suggest that you get onto that person's DM or that creator's DM. And this is how actually I want you to be strategic about it, right? Edit one of their videos and send them a DM and request to be, their secondary video editor, just as an example, right? So what you are doing there is you're not just saying, hey, I'm interested in this and I know how to do this, but you're actually helping them make the decision to either hire you or not consider you very quickly, because you are already showing them what you can do. So this is something that you can start working on immediately if you already have the skill, right? And the other tip that I want to give you, if you are interested in this area, or in elevating or becoming better in becoming a video editor, is you can also not limit yourself to where you are geographically. So for example, if you are in South Africa and you're a video editor, don't limit yourself or your skill to service organizations or individuals or content creators that are based in South Africa, right? Put your services on platforms, digital platforms and marketplaces like Fiverr, where people can access your your skills and your services from all over the world, and actually be in a position where you are getting paid in a currency that is stronger than the rand. So that's just one example of a side skill, not a side skill, a side hustle that you can start working on, provided the skill is there, or provided you are, prepared to work on becoming better and better at video editing. Number two, virtual assistant. And when I say virtual assistant, don't automatically put on the cap of, a PA, just as an example, who's just going to be doing, administrative tasks that come with, helping an organization or helping an individual. But I'm seeing that more and more content creators, more and more solopreneurs, more and more small to medium sized business owners are needing, an extra pair of hands and an extra pair of eyes, right? In the running of the business, right? So what you want to do is you want to strategically position yourself as a thought leader, strategically position yourself as someone who is going to give more value outside of, number one, for instance, if I was to, which is something that I actually need and something that I'm actioning currently. So I don't just want to hire someone, for example, who's just going to do the calendar for me. I hate doing calendars. That is admin for me. That really, really, I feel like it's the biggest waste of my time. But yeah, that's the admin that most business owners or most solopreneurs and most content creators don't want to be involved in the admin part of the business, right? So you can strategically position yourself as someone who is going to do that part of the business, but also have a value add angle to you where you are able to even, just as an example, I need someone to be doing slides for me because I run lots and lots of workshops and doing profiling on the people that will be attending my webinars and my workshops, right? And also surveys, right? So that's just some of the examples of what a virtual assistant, at least in my practice, would be doing, right? So this is over and above the invoicing, over and above the, the minor accounting here and there, as well as, the mapping out of the calendar, right? So this is obviously a role for someone who has a strength in the area of project management, who has a strength in the area of admin, right? And also someone who also just has a keen interest in seeing, and being part of a growing startup, just as an example, right? So if you are in that space also, you can strategically position yourself, strategically position your services and your time as a virtual assistant. And again, you do not have to be bound by your location, right? You can be a virtual assistant from wherever you are to anyone in the world. Number three, digital marketers. Guys, this one is a big one, right? And I have a personal testimony on just how powerful, the digital space is in terms of, offering you or being a platform for you to actually start earning additional streams of income. So I think when we were still, about 500 subscribers on this particular channel, right? I had someone pursuing me from Bangladesh. Like, this guy, guys, pursued me on all of my social media platforms. And what the pursuit was around the fact that he just felt like, what, I drop like good quality content, but my channel is just not growing at the rate at which he feels that this channel should be growing at, right? And because of that, what he did was that he strategically basically just highlighted, pointing out on my YouTube channel, right, the areas that I would need to improve. So basically marking in red, your titles are not okay, your thumbnails are not okay, oh, the description needs to have this and that. Do you know about SEOs, etc., right? So he sends me this one pager of complaints about how my YouTube is not, properly optimized. And he says, I can definitely help you for so and so amount of, I don't know what currency he was charging in. I don't remember. But I just felt, what, this is a skill that I definitely need in my practice currently. But I wasn't obviously going to use his services, but at the back of my head, I just thought, what, this is courageous. This is how I would want someone to approach me for business, right? Speaking. Now, speaking is one of the things that I am constantly needing to do and to work on as a skill, because I have identified it as a digital skill, not a digital skill, but a skill that is actually earning me additional streams of income, especially when I'm basically taking advantage of using it on digital platforms like YouTube, right? So a very big part of my offering is work readiness workshops and financial education webinars, facilitating money conversations, coaching, etc., right? So I'm needing to constantly be speaking, and I use this platform just as an example to refine and to practice, my speaking abilities. But what I've also done to invest in the skill is I've invested in getting actually a speaking coach to help me, just level up and become better and better at speaking, but also delivering value, or rather communicating my value properly, right? But what I have also found is that in basically putting myself out there, especially on YouTube like this, right? And speaking and continuously speaking about what I do and teaching you what I know and what I would ordinarily do offline, is that it's also giving me the opportunity to be seen, by people or by organizations that would ordinarily not have access to my work, because now my work is on the digital space, right? So now I'm having, people or organizations reaching out to me based on the work that I do on this platform, right? And also doing work on this platform also has given me confidence in the past to go to clients and pitch for work and have, a portfolio of evidence of work that I have done. And I would basically be citing, because I mean, on YouTube, if you look at the back end of YouTube, you'll find that, these analytics that tell you who your demographic is that listens to the type of content that you produce, etc., right? So that information I have used, as well as the videos that I have published in the past, I have used as a portfolio of evidence, for instance, for when I pitch my work to prospective clients. So that is another skill that you can work on, and that you can work on monetizing if it is something that comes naturally to you, if it's something that you are interested in, if it's something that you enjoy doing. And the last one is helping parents in whatever capacity. Guys, parents need help, eh? Parents need a lot of help with their kids. If you've got a car and you are a reliable individual, right, you can position yourself as an au pair who just does, maybe let's not call you an au pair, but you can just position yourself as an Uber, right, for multiple parents, right? The other thing that I want to bring to your attention is that parents are also looking for reliable tutors for their kids. Every parent wants their kids to be, to be good at maths, to be good at science, accounting, and English, and they don't necessarily always have the capacity and even the know-how to be able to set their children up in terms of teaching them these things. So they are going to need, they are going to need, what do you call this, additional assistance, right? And if you are that person, you can position yourself as a service provider just for this niche, just for that parent who is very inundated with their own things or with work, but similarly they want the best for their children. So yes, this is not a digital skill, but it is something that I am seeing that it's becoming more and more important. And maybe I'm seeing this because I'm a parent, and I'm also, moving into that space of now needing to drop people off and pick people off, pick people up from nursery and stuff. So yeah, these are just some of my suggestions around the skills that you can start building on, guys, to start earning additional streams of income, so that, right, linking it back to the budgeting template that we did earlier on in the year, right? Remember, I had said that on your budgeting template, you want to use the first part of the budgeting template as your vision board. So you don't just want to put in your one and only stream of income called salary or a stipend from your scholarship program or whatever the case is. You also want to start putting in other types of income that you can potentially earn, right? And this is an opportunity for you to slot the ones that I've just mentioned to you. Obviously, the ones that speak to you, the ones that speak to your natural talent and skills and interests, right? So slot them in and start asking yourself what you can start doing to move in the direction of earning additional streams of income. I know this was helpful. Let me know in the comment section which skill you are going to work on so that you can start earning additional streams of income. And if I have not mentioned anything that you would feel like, you know what, it would benefit the community, let us know of that skill and let us know of that way of earning income so that we can grow as a community. Do not forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone in your circle. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.